Let's get into it.
All right.
Welcome, Mr. Blessley Nikijuluw, to the Invest with SONO podcast. Thanks for taking the time to join us
Thank you
today.
for having me, Mr. Sono.
Yes, sir. All right. Let's do this. Can we do a brief introduction? Give me, I guess, your full name for everybody to get acquainted with you, and then give me some stats on like where you are in life. Are you in school? Are you working? What's this upcoming season and chapter of life look like for you, and how do we tie real estate into all of this at the end?
All right.
I'll give you a couple minutes. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. Hi, everybody. My name is Edelson Blessley Nikijuluw, but I go
Edelson.
by Bless
Okay.
to the people. And
Okay. Yes.
yeah, right now I'm actually on leave, but I was currently working as a registered behavior therapist.
Nice.
And
Registered behavioral therapist.
yeah.
RBT? Do they call it RBT?
Yeah, they
Okay.
call it an RBT. Yeah.
How long have you been there?
I've been there since October of last year,
Nice.
of 2024. So it's been about roughly almost 11 months.
Almost a year now. Yeah.
Um,
10-ish months now.
Yeah.
Did you, just so we have the full picture, were you in school and working at the end of school? I know
Yeah.
you just graduated.
Yes. So I started off as a technician at the company.
Okay.
And I was doing a lot of what's it called, data analysis on my kiddos, my clients, and
Your kiddos.
yeah.
You work with, is it
Yeah.
young children?
I
or
work
is it?
with like adolescents ranging from the age of 3, maybe
Three? Really?
14.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you were in school, because you just graduated in May.
Yes, I
May or
graduated
June
in
of
May.
this year, 2025.
Yeah.
Which means you were working October of 24. You were working in your your senior year of school, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me the rundown. What does it look like upcoming 1 to 2 years? What's the plan in terms of job and everything else? Where God's taking you in life, I guess.
So, unfortunately, with the degree that I have, which actually kind of sucks, is that so I graduated with a degree in psychology, and I also minored in, which is funny, economics. And so
There's nothing funny. It's a serious major, man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm an economist myself. Not by choice. It's because I didn't make it into the business school.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
No, it's just funny because of the contrast.
Sure.
Yeah, but yeah, I graduated as with a bachelor's in psychology. Unfortunately, in order for you to make big money, I guess you gotta go to
Get a
grad
master's?
school.
I
Get
see.
a master's or a PhD, which fortunately my company has agreed to pay for.
Nice.
Yeah.
Full ride?
For my PhD, yeah.
Full ride to get a PhD.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness, that's a blessing.
it is.
That's
it is.
incredible. All right. But this
so-
next 1 year, what are you up to?
So this next 1 year, I am glad to announce that I'll be attending Cromwell Christian College. which
Hey,
is a
Bible school.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Taking
this
his
is,
talents to South Beach to Miami.
To Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Are you old enough to know what I'm talking about? The LeBron,
Yeah,
the decision.
yeah.
All right, lead decision.
But yeah, basically, I'll be doing a gap year.
Bible school for
yeah.
this next 1 year. You're about to ship
Yeah.
out, and then you go to grad school immediately, or are you coming back to work?
I'll go back to work probably for the summer.
Okay.
And for the fall. And
Go back
going
into
the
school.
winter is probably when I'll be starting my grad school.
Grad school end of next year.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. How old are you, by the way?
I am 21.
21.
Turning 22 this year.
Goodness, we're a full decade apart. That's
Yeah.
good. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. That
We're,
was
we're
our
right about
thing.
10 years.
Yeah, every
Because you're
single time we
December,
talk,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
December.
I'm turning
December
32.
1st.
You're turning 22. 10 years, man. All right. All good. All good. Okay. Thank you. Anything else you want to share from your brief intro?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Give me a number. What does it look like when you graduate school? Let's say you finish your gap year here and you're starting to work. What does somebody in your field typically make in terms of annual income?
I think the lowest, I remember starting off as a technician, I was making maybe at least roughly 2 to 3K a month.
Okay.
And then
Annual.
now as
That's a month. So
Yeah.
that's rough.
yeah, that's a rough. That's rough. Yeah.
That's rough. You're
Yeah.
making like less than 40 a year.
Yeah.
3K a month is 36,000 a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, as a registered behavior
That's
therapist
RBT.
now, as an RBT, yeah,
Okay.
I am making roughly 4 to 5K a year.
A month.
Or no, sorry, a month. Yeah,
I was like,
not
that's
a year.
even worse. What, 4 to 5K a year? You got
5K.
problems, bro. You went to the wrong
man.
school. Okay, 4 to 5K a month.
Yes, 4 to 5.
Okay, so 4 times 12 is 48, roughly 50.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, 5 times 12, you're at 60 now. Okay, so in the like 50 to 60 range, that's with your, as a RBT.
Yes.
If you did no more schooling, if you jump up,
Yes.
get your PhD, finish your grad school and everything, what's the income range for that level?
Roughly, like honestly, if I stayed just at my master's, I could when I was doing my research, roughly 80 to 90K a year.
Okay, that's solid.
Which is not bad.
Immediately out of school, or is
Yes,
like that'll take you
immediately.
5 years, 10 years? No.
Yes, immediately, but
Okay.
probably at the PhD level, maybe more than 6 figures for sure.
That's good.
Yeah,
Okay. That's
Yeah.
very encouraging.
yeah. So I have hope. I have faith.
Okay. I like it. I'm excited. I think that's it's putting you in the right direction, especially if they're paying for school. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to go through, I've got my little framework here. I want to go through like a lifestyle and kind of background audit on finances and things that get you ready for real estate. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready for this.
Let's go. Number one, we're going to talk about debt. All right. Do you know how debt plays into everything? I don't know if you followed enough of
Yes, a
our
little.
page, our social media stuff.
A little bit, yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
So the big thing with me for any and all kind of debt goes into DTI. Do you know what DTI is? Do you remember what that stands for?
Explain it, please.
Debt to income ratio.
income, yeah.
So why I harp on debt and why we're going to talk about all this is because debt negatively impacts your ability to afford a house. When a bank looks at you and you're trying to buy a house, you say, okay, I want to buy this $600,000 house or whatever. Based on the interest rate and how much you borrow, how much your down payment is, all that stuff, they will say, okay, Blessley, it's going to be $6,000 a month or whatever. And based on $6,000 a month payment, $5,000 a month, $4,000 a month, whatever the payment is, you basically can only handle so much debt based on your income. That's why I asked you about the
Yeah.
annual income. Your annual income basically has to be double or more.
Yeah,
It's a very rough calculation, but your income has to be double or more of all the debt that you have. And let's look at it on a monthly basis. So if I had 120,000 annual salary divided by 12, I get 10,000 a month.
Yeah.
My income of 10,000 a month or 120K annually
Yeah.
can handle, let's call it 50% as a more aggressive number, 5,000 out of the 10,000. So I can support or make payments on 5,000 out of that 10,000. The
Yeah.
bank will allow me to have a maximum of $5,000 in debt. That's my DTI, the calculation. I can get into that a little bit more, but
Yeah,
basically, I'm explaining this is why debt becomes a big factor, is because when you have any kind of debt, the mortgage is the biggest one, but like, just can you name any other kinds of debt that you think people normally have?
credit cards.
There you go.
Driving, auto, and
Car payments,
car
yep.
payments.
Car payments, credit cards, student loans,
Yeah, student loans.
any kind of debt. Basically, if you
Yeah.
owe somebody or someone money and you're making payments on it, it adds onto that number. So if the house is 5,000, and bro, you got the Tesla that's
Yeah.
1,000.
Yeah.
Now you're at 6.
Yeah.
You know, and then you got student loans. That's another 500 a month.
Yeah.
Now you're beyond that. You're 6,500, whatever it is,
Yeah.
right? So the debt will hold you back, and basically
Yeah.
it all gets added up into this DTI calculation. So that's why we're talking about it. Number one, you got car payments. Let's talk about your debt.
Yes. Okay. You know, actually,
Lord help me. Help me have compassion. What's the car payment? Lay it on me.
all right.
You're not driving a
So,
Tesla Model 3, brand
I
new
am
Model
not.
3,
I-
2025, are you?
I am not I am not.
Not Tesla
but
gang. Not yet.
Roughly equivalent, actually. Right now I'm driving a Lexus UX200, which
Okay.
is probably around the same price as a Tesla.
No.
But
What does it cost you? What does it cost you per
I'll
month?
tell you right now. So, we bought it we bought it from what's it called, CarMax.
Okay.
So we bought it from third party, right?
Okay.
And then after that, my parents never were very transparent with how much. They just asked me to pitch in, essentially.
Okay. It's
which
under
is-
their name. Parents
yeah,
are paying
so it's
for
under,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
Parents, and then I'm co-signed under it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can build my credit off of it, essentially. Unfortunately, though,
I'm a disclaimer. I'm going to pause right there and disclaimer. You don't need to have a car payment. You don't need a cosign on a car to build credit.
Oh.
There are a lot of other ways to build credit that don't require you making car payments. I think that's a common misconception. I've heard a lot of people say that my parents put me on the car payment so that I could build credit. Definitely not the best way to build credit, because now you're taking on debt, or you've got a payment to make.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that's a common misconception. I'd like to debunk that right off the bat. Well, go ahead.
Okay. Well, yeah, so we actually were financing the car
Okay.
and the APR was actually at 10%. And so it was or like 9 to 10%. And
No.
after that, and I didn't know this.
How old were you? It was a couple years ago?
This was probably about 2
college.
years ago.
Okay.
And so probably throughout, I think about it 2023, 2020, the year of 2024, my parents didn't know about refinancing.
Okay.
So technically we spent $8,000 that didn't go anywhere. And so when we got our car refinanced, we were basically paying. Well, now we saw it decreasing. You know what I mean? Our debt decreasing, but
They
it felt like
refinanced
we
to a
just
lower
started, yeah.
lower interest rate.
Yeah,
But
it was to
you're-
like 4.4%,
Which is way better.
yeah,
It's
which
less
is
than
obviously
half.
way better. But like I think no debt is better. So
0%
yes.
is definitely better.
Exactly.
Agreed.
And I found it a little bit rough to be paying this kind of debt, like, at my age, too. You know what I mean? I was only pitching in probably $400 to $500
A month?
a month. Yeah. So my parents would...
What's the payment on the car? What do you mean only 400 to 500? 400 to 500 should
Yeah,
pay for the
so-
whole thing. How much
yeah.
more is there?
Well,
it's $1,000 a month or something.
They were paying. I think because each month we should be paying around $650,
Okay.
which is a lot. But they're paying for $150
Without
down,
insurance or
paying for the
anything.
rest,
$650 is just the car payment itself.
Yeah, it's because they worry about the insurance as well. You know what I mean? They
Okay.
pay for
Which is
that
a couple $100 on top of that.
Yeah, a couple hundred. So
150 maybe, 200.
yeah. I then
That's the original
Yeah.
payment was 650 and
Yeah.
now it's come down?
no, it's still $650 a month, but I'm just
I thought you guys refinanced. What was the payment before 650 then? After
no, it was like 7 something, yeah. I'm telling you, like, yeah. And it sucked because during that time I was only taught how to save but not how to use my steward my money wisely. So I was just kind of following my parents until I found out about this cost. I actually when I found out about this sorry.
No, you're good. I think you got a loud voice. I'm gonna pull it away.
Okay.
You're gonna,
okay.
You're gonna hurt
All right.
the listeners' ears. You know.
Awesome. All right. So
Go ahead.
and so when I found out about this when after our home buying seminar and like all of this, I actually realized that I feel like if I saved enough money, I can actually probably have half of a down payment for a house. You know what
Nice.
I mean?
Okay.
At least half. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so I was
By what time period?
by like maybe a year or two,
Okay.
you know, with the income that I'm making. You know
Nice.
what I mean? And so my head was now working towards like how can I, and then after that I heard about the young man that bought his first house at the age of 20, you know.
Yes, sir.
And I'm like, if he can do it, like, and I talked to him a little bit, he was like, man, like I only bought I only put down on my house $7,500, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
7,500? That's how much I'm.
Well,
like,
we're talking
spending.
about AJ Kilmartin, one of our other
AJ
guests that just came
Kilmartin,
on.
Shout out to you.
But he's buying in a very different market.
Yeah,
it's
he's
not California.
no, it's definitely a different market.
But it's a good strategy. I think just
is.
people to hear the story and
Yeah.
understand like there's other ways to approach this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like hearing his testimony on how it all kind of just unfolded.
It's a crazy
and,
story.
No, crazy story, definitely. But like his saving is not any different than the way I was saving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the only problem is that he didn't have that. I did. And so after talking to my parents, I was like I was running the numbers of like how much we're paying for this and this and this and this. I was like, Mom, Dad, like we have enough to probably put down on a house right now, you know what I mean? But we're paying for 3 different cars that are like each probably 700 like a month, you know what I mean? And like and he was like, and I was like, Dad, like I'm ready to sell this car, you know what I mean? And he was like, my parents' whole thing is that we've already spent the money. It would be
Foolish to sell it and then lose even more money and do all
and then
that.
lose money because when you sell it, right? Like it's
You lose the value.
But then I was like, I was running the numbers. I was showing this, and like how much we're gonna be spending. I was like, look, Dad,
You might lose more in the long term if you hold on to it.
That's exactly what my point was. I was like, Dad, like the mileage is already above like 60K, and we just bought it like what 2023, 2 years ago, and like the mileage is already at like over 60, maybe pushing 70K. Like this car is essentially worthless if we sell it right now. Like if we keep it longer, it's just gonna lose even more value than we've already been than it already has lost lost right now. I was like, if we get rid of this car, yes, we'll lose probably a couple $1,000, but we'll save another 10K in the future.
The payments that you would be making,
Yeah,
plus the interest and everything.
Exactly.
So what's the decision? Are you guys doing anything on that?
And so we decided not the Lexus, but we're gonna get rid of one of our other cars.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the payment on that?
That car alone was like we also had to refinance, and that was like 700. That's still 700 alone. You know what I mean? My mom's a nurse. My mom's a nurse. She makes big money, so that's what she wants to do with her money. So, but I did talk to them. I was like, "Look, Mom, Dad, like this is what I want to do." I was like, "I have enough saved to probably like not enough, but a good amount for you guys to just help me just a little bit, so that we could put down on a house." You know what I mean? On like and then obviously this is gonna take
as a
some
family.
time.
You're saying as a family.
Yeah,
okay.
them co-sign.
So your parents don't own their house right now. They're renting a place.
No, right now, no. Like we own our house right now.
Okay.
So
what are you talking about then?
So probably
them helping you to buy a house.
Helping me buy a house.
Them co-signing with you.
Yes, co-signing with me.
Okay. I like
Either
it.
that or maybe pulling from the equity that we already have.
Ooh, look at you talking about equity. Okay. Somebody
Yeah,
attended home buying 101.
A lot, because we bought that house. Our house right now is like what? We bought it at like in 2013 maybe.
Okay. It's come up
like
since
the
then.
market,
It's come up.
It's come
2013.
Up. It's come up a lot, you
Yeah.
know. And so we're like either pulling from the equity that we have right now, maybe just saving that till later also, or you guys just help me like we all save together, and then after that like we'll all try to buy a house by the time I come back. You know what I mean? This is my money that I have right now. I'm gonna set it aside.
Okay.
We're gonna sell this car, so I stop making payments on this car. We're also like we have 5 cars. There's 4 people in our family right now.
Why do you need 5 cars?
And so,
how many of those have payments?
Actually, one of the cars is used for my dad's business, so he drives people's.
Okay.
Sometimes, yeah. He's driving a Chevy Suburban.
Okay.
Right now. But
5 cars.
Yes,
that's crazy.
And that was my thing. I was like, so why are we not?
How many of them have payments? Are some of them fully paid
Only
off?
3. So the
3 have payments.
The Acura, I have
2 are paid off.
Yes, 2 are paid off.
Okay.
We have a crappy Hyundai Elantra. That was my first car. I bought like cash. like with the money that I saved up from
Bro, that's
mediocre.
the wave. That's what you need to do.
And it still works.
Drive the
thing.
crappy Elantra. Why did you need the Lexus? What's the point of the Lexus?
I think it was because my ministry here and then driving around, like it was like we needed a good enough car to take us.
Did the car
places.
blow up? Did the Elantra blow up, or like what happened?
Only problem with the Elantra was that like the radiator often blew up.
Okay.
Under like I drove it to. It was so funny actually. Funny story. I drove it all the way like it was like the middle of July or something. It was a really hot day, but we were going. My sister and I got invited to. I think it was actually. Oh no, I don't know. Actually, it might have been November.
Don't give me a huge story. You got all 10 subscribers listening to you.
So no, it was a really hot day. We actually planned to throw a surprise party for Dylan all the way in San Gabriel, and it broke.
Okay, one of our previous guests. Yeah. Yes.
And it
broke down on a long drive.
Yeah,
so now you feel like we got to get a new car so that the car doesn't blow up.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. You know where I stand on that. You know where I'm like, the 3 car payments, 5 cars, 3 car payments doesn't make sense for one family. And
100%.
The fact that you're trying to take these steps to build wealth and do all these things, all of this is going to be weighing you down, holding you back. Yeah. And you see why. I don't need to explain that to you, right? Yeah. Where 650, 700, 500 a month.
Yeah.
Even if you're saving 500 a month times 12, you get $6,000 a year for that one car, right? You multiply it by 3, you get 20 grand, 18, 20 grand in a year.
Yeah.
That's at $500 payments. You're saying it's like 5, 6, and 700, right?
Yeah.
You could be saving up collectively as a family, 25 a year.
Yes,
easily.
Exactly.
In 2 years, 50 grand. Would 50 grand in 2 years not help you towards these goals?
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Right?
And that's what I'm saying. It was like, and that was like, I literally like one night I called both of my parents to like come sit down with us, and we were running numbers of every single thing that we owed debt to. You know what I mean? We had debt, and we're like, this is this. If we cut out this, and we stopped doing this, and we all probably drove the Elantra. Like we were all just flexible.
Everybody drive the Elantra. Everybody pile in the crappy car.
Basically, it was kind of like that, where it was just like we're like, okay, the biggest thing that my parents were about cars is that if it's your car, you can only drive that. You know what I mean? Like for example, my mom, she's like, I want to, like, the Acura is mine. Like, I want to drive this car to work and from work and blah, blah, blah. And this is only for me. Don't drive it anywhere else. I was like, Mom, if we become more flexible with the way we're driving. And then say, for example, obviously the Elantra can't work if we go long distances. So if we want to go long distances.
Okay, you have a different car. Sure.
Exactly.
But short distance, like let's all be flexible. Yeah,
exactly. You're going to work only 15
car.
minutes away. I'm sure you can manage with, and you're not in the car the entire time. You know what I mean? You're actually in the workplace, you know. Something like that. My dad drives often. Yeah. So I was like, if we did this and we maneuvered this and we did this or whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
good. Making moves.
Exactly.
I like it.
And so we
look at you showing your parents, teaching them how to do this stuff.
No, honestly,
I'm encouraged, man.
Honestly, yeah. Like it was a really, really good conversation. My dad was just super mad that we would waste money essentially waste money for selling the cars. Yeah. But it was like that.
At this point, you're cutting the loss.
You're cutting a loss.
You keep it going. Yes, you lose some, but you could lose more in the longer term. And it makes sense, just cut the loss now, and you take a bit of a hit, but in the future, this will benefit you.
That's exactly what my point was.
And if you may not be able to be too drastic and get rid of all 3, you know, like do 1, do 2. And that's still progress. I think that's a good point. I want to move on to the other stuff. Yeah. Do you have other types of debt? Student loans, credit card, anything like that?
Credit card, yes.
Credit card?
Or no, not debt, actually. I wanted to bring this up, actually. Okay. Credit card, I've been taught to... My parents have already been building my credit from a credit card under my name. Since I was little, obviously. Okay. And then after that...
And which you wouldn't need to buy a car to build your credit. Because a credit card that you pay off every month will do it.
Exactly.
From when you were young. But anyways, continue.
But then... And so I recently actually applied for a Costco credit card. Okay. And then they gave me a certain amount of how much I can spend and like blah, blah, blah. Okay. And I like realized this.
Well,
I was
like a shopping spree at Costco? What are you about to tell me?
Not even, because you don't have to use the credit card just at Costco. You can use it anywhere else, right?
Just regular credit card.
Yeah, exactly. And so I realized, I was like, dang, how dangerous is a credit card because the you like start to because you know how credit cards the statement doesn't get posted automatically, right? So you can't just like make the payment and then pay it off right away. You know what I mean?
It's at the end of the month.
If that's your thought process, which it should be, right? And so that's my thought process whenever I bought something, pay for it, make sure I had enough money in my my regular checking account to pay for it, and then after that, what's it called? Yeah, and then after that,
Pay it off in full every month.
Okay. Exactly.
So what are you saying about the Costco card? What's the difference now? It's the same thing as every other card.
No, for sure. It's just so dangerous. You know what I mean? Because
just credit cards in general.
Yeah, because it's like I forget about it, and I be seeing that I still have enough money in my I still be having enough money in my checking account.
Just volume. Boop, 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 boop,
Sorry.
boop, boop.
I'm just like
I'm gonna hear it. Somebody's gonna watch the YouTube and be like, "Hey, it was good, but bro, Blessley blew out my eardrums like it's too loud."
No,
I know you're getting excited. All right, keep in mind their ears. Okay.
And so
I'm right here. You don't need to shout at me. It's all right.
my fault. Sorry.
You're good. You're good.
And
Credit cards are dangerous.
Yes, just because I see that I have enough money. Like I still have the money that I have, if not maybe more, because I also get a bi-weekly income, right?
Okay.
But then my credit card is just being racked up more and more.
I see. And you don't realize it until you pay it like the next month, beginning of next month or whatever.
And sometimes I even feel like, oh my gosh, this is a lot for me to pay off.
That's what the budget is for.
I know, exactly.
That's why when you go to Costco, you go grocery shopping, you go out to eat, whatever, put it all on a budget.
Yeah.
This is where like Dave Ramsey, I don't agree with everything that Dave Ramsey says, but one of the big things he says is budget.
I actually use the budget calculator that
from FPU,
Keisha,
Financial Peace University. Oh, that Keisha.
Yeah, Keisha recommended.
Shout out to Keisha Francisco, Access class. We did what do we do? We did like a budgeting class for our college students, right?
Up Ramsey Solutions, and after that,
yeah. There's a lot of apps. So there's so many apps that you can use, but budgeting, and basically you go in there.
Rocket Money. I use Rocket
Yes.
Money. Yeah.
Again, so many good options, but you just use an app and you know coming in, it's like, all right, I can only spend 100 this month, 150 this month or whatever, and I'm already this far in. So regardless of whether you feel the hit or not, you already budget all those items. You know it will not exceed X amount every month.
Yeah.
Because you stay within your budget and you're good. Then you don't have to worry about it. Because I agreed.
Exactly. Yeah.
Credit cards are dangerous. The big thing is auto pay, full amount, full balance, auto pay every month.
Oh, I actually don't do that.
Okay.
I actually know about it.
Do you let any of it roll over? But you're paying in full every month.
I pay in full like right when the statement gets posted. I'm checking it every day. You know what I mean?
Every day.
Like
what did I spend?
I'm just checking like every day if the payment gets posted, and I'm like, ooh, finally it's posted. Finally make the payment. You know what I mean? So it just doesn't rack up, because once it gets racked up, it's like procrastination almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
that's good.
Dang.
Budget.
But yeah.
Budget. Make sure you do it ahead of time.
Debts,
that's good. Give me the other stuff. I'm talking about
student loans.
No, I think in terms of debt, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Credit card, student loans, car payment, those are the big ones. Lifestyle. Do you live at home? Do you stay back home with parents? Do you have your own place? What's the situation? You had your own apartment at some point.
Yeah.
You're not there anymore?
Room. And then after that, no, I'm not there anymore.
You were renting a room.
I got out of there in like a month.
Renting a room from a house.
From a house, yeah.
Okay. How much were you spending?
I only spent, or not only, but it's obviously a lot of money. Like I only stayed there for a month, which was $400.
Oh, $400 a month for a room? Yeah. Oh, that's a good deal.
It's a really good deal.
Okay. But you know what's a better deal?
No more.
$0. $0.99. Exactly. So that's why free 99
back with my
at
parents,
mom and dad's house.
Yes.
You're back home.
Yes.
I love it.
I've been back home for a while. Yeah.
Okay. Good. I was going to say that's another big thing that I tell a lot of like people in your demographic, new grads.
They like to get out once.
They're like, I'm done with school. I graduated. I'm making good money now for the first time in their lives. I've got a job. Let me move out of my parents' house. And I get it. It's like everybody, you want a little bit more freedom and independence.
Lifestyle, actually.
Exactly.
Part of the dream.
Part of the dream. You move out, you get your independence, make money now, and let me go out and rent like a really nice apartment. And what happens, this is a huge thing, lifestyle creep. Yes. You ever heard that term?
Yeah.
It's all lifestyle creep where it's the apartment, it's a luxury apartment.
Yeah.
Even if
like
it's a
the social
studio or
norm,
one bedroom, yeah, it's a social norm. You have your own place, you invite your friends or whatever. It's lame to invite them to mom and dad's house. So
Yeah.
now you got your own place in the city or whatever. You get the car, you get, lifestyle, you're going out, eating out a lot and whatnot. Suddenly you don't realize it, but you're spending like thousands of dollars every month, which again, same thing. It doesn't sound crazy, but you have an apartment and all these other expenses, utilities and everything. If you're spending like total
Yeah.
$2,000 a month,
Yeah.
dude, $2,000 a month is $24,000 a year.
Yeah.
In 2 years, 50 grand. Again, same numbers. It's very similar numbers to what we're
Yeah.
talking about with the car payments.
Just wait 2
wouldn't,
years.
Wouldn't 50 grand in 2
Yeah.
years help you a lot towards your
Yeah.
goal? So same thing. I'm like, if you can, stay home. I think I stayed home, 2 years after I graduated. After I graduated, started working full time. 2 more years at home with my parents.
Wait, so is that what Erico meant during our home?
Erico
home
was one of our testimonials in Home Buying 101, and he
Yes.
hasn't been a podcast guest. He works with me. I haven't brought him on yet.
He said something about having 2 years W-2.
That's different. I'm just talking about right now. Okay, I'm just talking about lifestyle and keeping your money, your
Yeah.
expenses down, debt down, all of this down.
I just assumed that that meant like having that much money, like 2 years, of that much money.
That's
You know what I mean?
that's the other thing. Let me talk about that next. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I want to talk about that. Talking about income. Anything else in terms of like lifestyle, and other
I think
stuff?
mostly just
You go out to eat a lot. Are you a
Well,
matcha guy?
No, actually. I mean, I
Coffee?
like my matcha.
Okay.
I
don't like
my drinks
matcha.
and
I can't
stuff
stand
like
matcha.
that.
It tastes
Really?
it's yucky. I
Interesting.
don't know. It tastes bad to me.
No, it's pretty good. Honestly.
What's the stuff that you like to do? You're like a concert goer. You like to go out and grab coffee often,
think-
or hang out with friends.
I
Go out
think
to eat a lot.
A big one used to be like just finding something to do. You know what I mean?
Okay.
With friends.
Tesla
whether it's,
Diner.
Oh yeah, Tesla Diner.
All right, that's a good example. I know you went to go hang out, so we had our buddy AJ coming in from out of town. Tesla Diner. How much you drop on Tesla Diner? like
my
one
goodness.
dinner?
I told you, right? Yeah, it was like $32 for like one actual meal.
Yes. All right. And then I know I was texting you. I want everybody on the podcast listening to the
Yeah.
podcast to hear this.
Yeah.
You texted me. You spent $32. I think it was $32.31, something like that.
Yeah.
$30 for one person, right?
For
Just
one person.
your meal.
Yeah.
That same night, we fed our family of 4. Okay,
$6.
one third of a pack of Costco hot dog, or not hot dogs, but it was like sausage.
Yeah.
Sharon cooked it with some like onions, some veggies, and we made some rice or whatever. I kid you not, it was like 16. Let's call it $18 for a pack of 3 of these things. We use only one, so
Yeah.
it's $6 worth. One third of it, $6 worth
Yeah.
of food fed. Okay, they're small people, but four of us. All right, let's count.
Yeah.
If both kids are one person, one adult, effectively like 3. So we're
Yeah.
eating for $2 per person.
Yeah.
You ate for $30 per person.
That's what I'm saying.
You
No,
get
yeah, for
you see
sure.
the like disparity.
No, yeah, and that's why it's hard.
15x. I spent $2. You spent 30 for one
Yeah.
person. 15x, 15 times the
15x,
price.
Yeah,
$2 to 30. See, it's like
Wow.
you
Isn't
can't
that crazy?
you can't compare.
Yeah.
It's like I know it's not as fun or whatever. Like okay, you want to go out and
Yeah, and obviously, like those things will have to happen once in a while.
Once in
you
a
know what I
while
mean?
is
You can't-
fine.
you can't
Okay.
be spending
It's an
$40
experience.
a meal like every single day or 30, or not even 15. Honestly, I feel like 15 is a lot. Every day.
if you do it every day, it's going to burn a hole in your
Yeah.
wallet, and saving up for the down payment, like you're talking about, will be very, very difficult.
Yeah.
It's the lifestyle creep. You don't notice it, but it's like these little
Yeah,
things.
these little things.
So-
for sure, 100%.
I know Tesla Diner is a one stop,
Yeah.
like one time while the
I was
buddy's
like-
in town.
I literally I sat there, made the purchase. I was like, what am I gonna eat for the rest of the week? No, but I've been like,
I'm gonna eat nothing but rice,
No,
rice with soy sauce.
honestly. No, but thankfully, like I have parents to farm off of.
That's the other good thing. Like
Yeah, that's the other good thing about
you can. I'm sorry to say, but you can mooch off of the parents. The parents
No,
like they feed you. They sometimes they do laundry. They're paying the utilities.
Sometimes you get the service too.
They fold your clothes. Like mom's still folding your clothes. Like bro, it's
Yeah.
nice.
Not only that, they prepare your lunch for you too.
Right?
Your dinner. Oh my goodness.
And young people just like hustling to
get
get out
out.
of there. Like what are you doing? You're like,
No, exactly.
when you're
That's
on
what
your
I'm
own, you do it by yourself, man.
Obviously, there are some situations that are different. You know what I mean? Where like they really cannot be at that house because maybe they have to move somewhere
Sure,
else,
sure,
or-
sure. Yeah, you
but
work in a
like,
different region, market,
yeah,
city, whatever.
or
If you can,
but
I always
if you
tell
can,
people,
yeah, if
stay
you
home
can,
if you
like
can.
still stay home, like stay, try to like it's just mostly trying to limit the amount of debt you have. You know what I mean? Because debt is always there. I feel, you know what I mean? As in
What do you mean debt is always there?
like
Ooh,
there's
let's
always
unpack
something.
that.
It's almost like there's always something to be paying for. Even just like your lifestyle can be your debt. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If that
Not
makes
debt. I
sense.
think
Like
liabilities.
liability. Yeah, that's right.
There's a
Like just
difference. So for me, debt, the way I define debt is borrowing money to pay for liabilities. As in, if you have car payment, if you have student loans, if you have any of these things, you are borrowing money.
You think student loans is a liability?
Oh, don't get me started on college, bro. Don't get me started. Bro, the number of people that go, okay, I'm not saying that student loans is a bad idea. There's some people, I think if you study the right thing and you need to borrow for it, you didn't come from a well-off family that can pay for your education, secondary education, that's fine. You take out student loans and what are you doing? You're investing in your future.
Yeah.
Right? But the problem is, I think too many of us, my generation, your generation, millennials, Gen Z, so
Don't do
many of
anything
us,
with a degree.
they grew up with this idea that if I go to college and do whatever it takes to go to college and get a degree, it will solve all of my problems. When in reality, you should be looking at it from a value proposition
Yeah.
of if I don't have the money, if I invest and borrow to pay for a degree to get this, like psychology degree, get my PhD or whatever, doing all these things like you're doing, right? If I'm someone who doesn't have the money, I borrow to do these things, will I make the money back? Is it a good investment in my future? Or am I just going to school, borrowing money and not knowing whether or not I'll make more money to pay it off later? That's been the problem. I think
Yeah.
too many of us have been sold this false idea
That if we go to
that
college, then if we go to college, we can be something essentially.
college can be good if you can afford it.
Yeah.
College can be good if you can't afford it, but you will be able to afford it after.
Yeah.
Because you become a doctor making 300 grand,
Yeah.
200-300 grand a year after that. Okay, it makes sense to go into a little bit of debt to increase your value proposition from an income standpoint. Bro, the number of people who are doing like gender women studies, forestry majors, whatever.
Art or music.
Like, okay, there's a place and a need for different things in life, and art, sure, there's place and
Yeah,
need for that
for
in
sure,
culture
yeah.
and society. But if you can't afford college and you're going into debt to study these things that won't help you make money in the future, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm against it. If your family can afford to send you and blow that kind of money, go for it. For me, it's like, I got an economics degree from Berkeley. I don't think I used a day of my degree,
Yeah.
but I didn't go into debt for it. I was blessed enough. My parents paid for my education.
Yeah.
And my dad basically just told me, all right, we'll pay for you to go to school. Whether you use it or not, it's a good backup so that if your entrepreneurship ventures fail, you have something to go get a job.
Yeah.
And great, I'm so blessed. That's a privilege and an opportunity that I took. If I didn't have that money, I would have wasted money
Yeah.
going into debt, student
Yeah.
loans to get what? An economics degree. And now look at me, I'm making a podcast. Like, what the heck? Like, I'm talking about real estate. Kind of has to do with economics, but I didn't need my degree. So to me, it's like, well, that's money that I didn't have to spend. I didn't go into debt for. Again, it's a privilege, and I'm very thankful. I thank God for that. But not every family has that. And I don't think it makes sense for everybody to go to college.
Yeah.
I think there are things that you can do that will increase your ability to make income without shooting yourself in the foot financially and going into debt.
Yeah.
Whew. All right. I know we sidetracked, but that's like a big thing for me. Like I feel
Yeah.
like people have this wrong idea of student loans, thinking that all student loans are justified as long as you get a degree. I'm like, no, bro. Like, does it allow you to make more money or not?
Yeah.
That's my big thing. Anyways, okay, that's a lifestyle portion.
Yeah.
Can we talk about income, DTI, and then how this folds into buying a house? All this.
Yeah.
DTI, we just talked about it. Do you remember? What is
Debt
it?
to income.
Debt to income, baby. All right. Let's say you make, like you said, let's put it at 96,000 a year when you graduate. You said almost six figures, right? Let's say almost 100. So 96,000 a year. How much, if I give you a 50% DTI, how much debt can you handle a month?
You said 96.
96. So divided by 12, 96 divided by 12.
So you'd essentially be probably paying like 8, 9.
So 96,000 is your annual income.
Yeah.
Yes? How much money you're making. Divide that by 12, you get 8,000 a
yeah.
month. If I give you 50%, your maximum debt can be,
4,000.
there you go. So if you look at it, if you go to a mortgage calculator on your phone, Redfin, Zillow, or whatever, you can only handle up to $4,000 worth of debt. If you got a $650, $500, whatever car payment, you got to bring that down.
Yeah.
So 4,000, your income's 8 every month. You have 4,000 that you can support in terms of debt to income. That 4,000 just became 3,500. You got to reduce it by 500 because part of that is the car. So now your house payment can only be 3,500. You get on Redfin right now, I tell you, it's going to be hard to buy in SoCal for 3,500 a month.
Yeah.
It's tough. So this is why like that whole lifestyle and all the debt and everything, why I think that's a big factor into it. And that's what I want to talk about. Okay, I want to talk about two main things. I call it number 1, main hustle. Number 2, side hustle. Give me the understanding again. What's the main hustle, and then how much would somebody in that position be making?
Main hustle is probably, so actually, I want to pursue LMFT.
LMFT, licensed marriage family therapist, right?
Yeah, but there's a special role for it where you work coinciding with the position that I am, which is an RBT.
Okay.
Like you can work as an LMFT. It's an interesting thing, but like either way, that position alone can probably that's my main hustle, probably pushing 6 figs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that's accurate. Maybe like a 90, 96.
Yeah. 90.
I'm looking at 7,000 a month is 84,000, 84 to 96, 7 to 8,000 a month, somewhere around there. Yeah, almost 6 figures. That's good. That's a good starting point. You got to keep it going. Like
and I don't even have to worry
pull that
about
number
debt
up
for school for that.
That's good. I like that because the company's paying for it.
Yeah, because originally I was planning on getting my master's, and then they said they would pay for that, and I was like, and then I tried talking about a PhD. I was like, and then they're like, at first it was like a lot of back and forth, kind of like, I don't know, like that means we'd have to extend your contract of staying at the company and blah blah blah. This is this, and then finally we found a way to make it.
How long is your schooling?
My schooling for the PhD would be
3 more.
No, so this is the thing. I wouldn't do my master's. I would just go straight to the
PhD program.
Yeah, so I would limit the amount of time that I have.
Blessley PhD.
Yeah, imagine.
Dr. Edelson.
No, but they would it would probably be a total of 4 to 5 years.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you working at all during that, or is it only school?
I would imagine that I'd be working, otherwise they wouldn't give it to me.
Okay.
But they gave me a list of colleges, like specific places.
Certain ones that you can apply to.
That they would be willing to fund for.
Okay.
Right? And so.
How many hours are you working? Are you working full time and going to school for the PhD?
I don't think it's necessarily full time because I would be working maybe as a supervisor.
Okay.
So like
half-time.
So that role like allows me to be in home and then be.
Okay.
Yeah, or in the field.
So you can make some money. This is my big question is that, you're going to Bible school for a year. You're probably not going to be making much or anything while you're in Bible school. No. You focus on what God's doing there.
Yeah.
When you come back and then you're going straight into the PhD program that fall, right? A few months later.
In the spring probably, actually.
Okay, so like half a year later or something.
Yeah.
But by then, once you're in that for 4 or 5 years, can you make some income?
Yes.
What do you project for those 4 to 5 years? How much do you make there?
Actually, I want to say 5 to 6.
5 to 6 a month. You got to give me annual figures. 5 to 6.
Probably.
So 60 to 70.
Yeah.
Multiplied by 12.
Yes.
I don't know why are you talking in months? It's like
I don't know.
Annual income.
That's like how I should probably be thinking more macro then.
Exactly. You got to scale up. You're like, I'm just trying to get to 2 weeks from now, bro. How much should I make in the next paycheck? You got to think bigger, bro. Bigger vision.
I'm not trying to spend money. That's all I'm thinking about, trying to survive the next day.
Get to the macro level, my friend.
No.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's the main hustle. So you can make, hopefully, 50, 60, 70,000 a year while you're still doing that. That's good. That's good. It's a good basis. If you're co-signing with a parents, you're in a good position.
What I told my parents, I was like, if you help me out with this, like I can use the I can use the revenue that I get from that house and then give it to
We're talking about revenue now. You're gonna rent it out? What's going on?
Yeah, I hope to use, or like once we put down on a house, and then we move tenants in there. Obviously, I imagine
You're trying to buy a rental property. You're not trying to buy a house to live in?
no.
Ooh, okay. I like this. This is very interesting.
Well, I mean,
What's the goal?
it really depends because obviously maybe like if I want to apply for certain loans, I'd have to probably like live in the house
Yep.
at least for a year or something, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, the goal is to still be living in my parents' house until I am married.
I like it.
And then after that,
Respect.
move people
Respect.
and then move people into the house. You know what I mean? I imagine like in our man, I was looking on Zillow trying to even find like a 4-family unit or a 3-family
Like a 3-unit, a triplex,
triplex or anything.
multifamily property.
It's kind of hard.
It's tough. In this
Like,
area,
the
it's
most
not
you
much.
could do is probably a duplex, just because like the main house and then the ADU or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, I think there's something out there for sure. You know what I mean? So that's what all this time is for. You know what I mean? But
I like
plan
it.
to.
I like it.
I plan to purchase a triplex at least. I'm not settling for. I don't want to settle for a duplex.
It's
Just because
depends on what's available
Yeah.
in the different areas. In LA, like in the west side, there's a lot, but they're very pricey. If
Yeah.
you're going east where you are, because you live, where do you live now? Redlands?
Redlands, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many triplexes you're gonna find in that area.
It's hard, but I mean, I found a couple, but like I don't know. It's just, I'd have to do my research on it. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Yeah.
So I don't have specifics for you, but I like the idea that
Yeah.
the best tool for you to be able to buy the first property is similar to what we're talking about that AJ did. The best way for you to approach it is buy it as your primary residence.
Yeah.
Live in it for a year. If you find a way to live in it and then rent out the other rooms, like if you got 3
Yes,
bedrooms,
exactly.
right?
That's what I'm saying.
Because technically it's still your primary residence, but you rent out the other rooms, and then after a year you move out, either rent it to those guys if they want to take the whole house,
Yeah.
or find somebody else and say, hey, I want to rent the whole thing,
Yeah.
or rent room by room, whatever. Like
Yeah.
that's up to you. But if you can set that up, that's the best way, because that's the only way you'll be able to put 3.5%, 5%, 7, 8,
That's what I'm
10%
saying, yeah.
down. If you go, I made a video about this on TikTok and
Yeah.
Instagram. If you go and buy the house as a rental, not as your house, not as a primary residence, they will ask for 20, 25, 30% down. That's a lot.
Yeah.
25%
That's a
down.
lot.
I mean, again, 20. Let's say even 20% down of 500,000. That's 100 grand.
Yeah, I'm trying to like, cause if you live in it, and then after that you buy as like a first time home buyer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you could probably get as low as even maybe 1% if that.
1% down.
Yeah, or
You maybe.
maybe.
I wouldn't
5.
recommend it.
I heard 5. I heard
3.5
5,
or
but-
5 is roughly the minimum,
Yeah.
depending on the program. I know some VA loans that can do like 0 to very low 1% or whatever. I wouldn't recommend. That's very risky to me. I think if you can do 5 to 10 would be my goal. If you really have to, down to 3.5 to 5%.
Yeah.
But if you can, let's target 5.
Yeah.
5%, and if a house in what's a
Like a
typical home price in your area?
Probably 600, 700K.
Okay.
Yeah.
5%.
Maybe in 500.
5% of 500,000 is 25,000. Plus some closing costs, add another 10 or something.
Yeah.
35. You can save 35,000 in a
Yeah.
couple of years.
No, yeah,
that's
100%.
doable, right?
Yeah.
That's very doable.
I've already got, let's say more than 20,000 saved.
Let's go.
You know what I mean?
That's
So
good.
that's what I'm saying. Like
You're
I
not
have
that
enough.
far. You
I'm
can
not
do that while you're
that's
still
what
in
I'm saying.
school.
I'm not that far, but I just need a little bit of help if I want to do this now, because I feel like the economy is just going to keep on going up, especially the market. You know what I mean? The houses.
Look at this psychologist
just
talking
need to,
about the
like-
economy to the economist, you know? He got
Well,
he got the minor in economics.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go, Cal State San Bernardino.
No, yeah.
For the record, I was at Blessley's graduation, so I know, I know. I can verify this man graduated.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my plan. Like, the only reason why I say, like, probably more than a duplex is because I feel like the more units I have, the cheaper the rental can be. So then I can like profit more. You know what I mean? For each the cheaper I can rent out each unit. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Just because I feel like also if I'm renting out to like students and stuff like that, they'd wanna. I think that's a different conversation actually. Like for like types of tenants to look
Yeah,
for.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I mean, like I feel like everybody's always gonna look for the cheapest option, right?
Okay.
And I feel like if I can try to beat the price
I
of
see,
other
I see.
competitors, you know what I mean? By having a low rental cost essentially for per unit, obviously. I think I can still get enough money from I can get loyal tenants, and then after that also like make a profit make a profit aside from how much I owe every month to the house, to the mortgage.
For the mortgage, yeah.
For the mortgage.
I get it. I get what you're saying. I think the way you want to approach that, especially if you're marketing to students in the area, room by room.
Yeah.
It's more work, but when you're young and single like this and you have the time, room by room. Because people will fluctuate in and out, and it will take more time to find students, and they'll move out every couple of years because they're students, right?
Yeah.
And you got to work to find new ones. It's kind of a hassle rather than like a family lives there for 10 years, you don't have to do anything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But if you do a little bit more work and rent it out room by room, even if you raise like each room by like $25, $50, you have more flexibility to set the price, and you can, in theory, make more if you rent it out room by room. Just takes more work. But I would do that if I were you, especially if you want to make it a pretty cost-effective option
Yeah.
for students. But you need, right, like you said, you need enough units. You need enough rooms and enough doors. Doors being like how many units you have. So if you have, even if you find a duplex with room in the yard, build an ADU or something. There's something called a FHA 203K
Yeah,
loan.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you
An
can
FHA
borrow
loan.
money to build, to do
Yeah.
construction on the property. And you can build an ADU and add a third unit. So don't get hung up if you can't find the 3 unit. Find a 2 with space in the yard to build a third. Let's talk. When you find something, when you're looking for something, let's talk. I'll help you find
100%,
something.
for sure.
That's good. Let me talk about the second thing. Side hustle.
Side hustle.
Is there anything that you're working on? So the 2 things I talk about is like your main hustle and your side hustle in terms of income. Your DTI, your debt to income ratio, the monthly payment, will be taken care of by your main hustle. Your job and the W-2 that you get from your tax returns showing how much your pay stub is, that will determine how much you can afford on the monthly payment, how much a bank will lend you money. So like we said, the $8,000 a month, right, of income, you can only support $4,000 of debt. The side hustle will not affect any of this.
Yeah.
But
But I get more money.
the side hustle is good for what? The down
Yeah.
payment.
The down payment.
If you can save 5% versus 1%,
Yeah.
right? The monthly payment is lower because you're putting 5 instead of 1%. You're borrowing 95 instead of 99. Like the higher the loan amount and the percentage of the purchase price that's made up by the loan, obviously the more expensive. So if you can put 8%, 10%, 20%, it's going to lower your monthly payment. Not by a lot, but the down payment, you want to increase the down payment if possible.
Yeah.
So side hustles, what does that look like to build up towards the down payment faster and be able to, like you said, buy sooner rather than later? Buy it in this economy, it's only going to get harder.
I honestly, I mean, I feel like in the past I've had different passions that had a way for me that gave room for me to earn money. I think as of right now, I don't have anything as a side hustle.
Okay.
Just because, yeah.
I mean, you're in school, you're
Yeah.
going to Bible school, and then you're going to be in grad school and
Yeah.
PhD program and all of that.
Yeah, but I do like I texted you about this, like different ways of, like, say for example, of growing my own money. You know what I mean? Like through like
Just investing, right?
Yeah, Robinhood.
Yeah.
Or a Roth IRA. Like
Yeah,
I don't
do it all. You should be
all of
investing.
those
Yeah.
things, yeah.
If you can
So-
put it into different funds
Yeah.
and things that are pretty stable and reliable, don't be careful with the crypto and people
Yeah,
trying to
that's-
buy into Nvidia and all this
I've
stuff. It's
seen,
like,
like-
bro, be careful.
What was the thing? Can we talk about the thing that I was telling you about?
Fractional
Yeah,
fractional investing.
Yeah, fractional.
I mean, it's nothing new. It's nothing different than stocks.
No, but like
you're
you
buying
said-
shares of stocks,
Because
pieces of shares of stocks.
No,
not
'cause
one full share.
I was telling you something about like my bank was recommending me to do this, like set up a new account so that I can do this. I was like, and then I sent you a picture of it. I was like, what do you think? Should I do this? And then you're like, no, you shouldn't, because like that person alone, he has like $1 billion or something like that. And I don't know, I forgot.
What are we
it
talking
was
about?
exactly.
What was it? Wells Fargo? It's not fractional stock investing?
No, it is. It is, but it's not. You're like, you should use places like, you should use different platforms like Robinhood instead, or like that are much better. I forgot what it was.
I can't remember.
Can we look at it?
If you want to pull it up, go ahead.
So
Let me talk like fractional while you're pulling that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fractional shares of stocks. I mean, it's nothing new.
Here we
Like
go.
crypto and other stuff, you can buy pieces of a stock. Investing in the mobile app with Wells Trade. No, there's nothing wrong with this. I mean, you're just investing through Wells
said-
Fargo.
something like, you said, oh, the screen shows the dude buying $10 of AAPL shares, Apple shares, 0.119 shares, but has 1.35 million cash.
No, it's just a bad marketing ad. It shows the screen with the guy buying a fractional share, $10 worth of Apple stock. Apple stock is like $100-something, so this is like a tenth of a share or whatever. But it
This
says
is what
on
you
his
said.
balance is like 1.3 million.
You said one of
Let
the
me see,
big
let me see.
dangers is You said one of the big dangers is with fractional shares and small dollar amounts, you get into less sophisticated and novice investors who don't know what they're doing.
Yes.
More susceptible to higher amount of risk and market fluctuations.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
I'm saying that the guy who can't even afford one share and is buying a tenth of a share, half of a share, 20% of a share, or whatever, like will not be that educated. The smaller I make the threshold to investing, the lower the barrier to entry, the less sophisticated of an investor there is. There's something in I don't know if it's SEC or whatever, the IRS. The IRS has guidelines of something called an accredited investor. Accredited investor is a certain bracket of income and or net worth to which the IRS classifies you as this thing called accredited investor, and you have access to certain types of investments. Like the stuff that I work on with building houses and putting them into funds, there's certain funds that I can only market to an accredited investor, which, if I'm correct, is either 2 years or more of 250,000 annual income and or $1 million net worth. We're getting into like way beyond like just buying a house, but this is the world that I work in.
Yeah.
Accredited investors, basically the IRS is saying if you're accredited, you have either high income or high net worth, and you could take a hit.
Yeah.
If you invest and lose some money, you're not going to be on the street like begging for money. Like you can still feed your family and you have enough net worth and liquidity and sophistication to have made that much money in the first place. In that IRS will say, okay, then anybody can market to you.
Yeah.
Even these private investors, guys building houses and just using private developers, private funds. I'm not a publicly traded company.
Yeah.
My company can market to accredited investors for my funds and different things
Versus
that I'm doing.
someone that
Versus
this,
the guy who has
like-
$10 to buy a tenth of an Apple share.
Yeah.
The guy who only has $10 to afford 1/10 of an Apple share versus the guy buying $1 million at how many thousands of shares of Apple, you have very different education and sophistication levels when it comes to investments. And so the IRS knows that and saying, well, the millionaire, you can market to him whatever you want. He's got his own filter and he's educated enough to be able to filter out the bad investments. The guy who's just trying to struggling just to put $10 into his account, doesn't know much in terms of investments and is easily swindled, can easily lose his money. And it's a much bigger deal if he loses money than if that guy with $1 million in his account loses money. That's the way the IRS accounts for it. You have accredited and non-accredited investors. I guarantee you the guy buying $10 of Apple is not an accredited investor.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the education and investment experience level.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, all right, be careful when you're getting into people who are like, oh yeah, it's so cheap to buy in $5, $10 to invest. It's like, well, what the heck are you buying for $10? That's not good quality investments. People who work with me, when they invest with us, I have a $10,000 minimum. It's not the highest, but it's like, if you have 10,000, like you could afford to lose a couple $100, $1,000. Like
for sure.
you understand there's risk to investment, and I'm not gonna if the investment goes down or whatever, like it's not going to make or break you. 10,000 is like a decent enough threshold. So the guys I'm working with, when they give 10, 20, 50, 100, $500,000, they're at a certain level of sophistication on the investment. And I can bring that down, but I only want to bring it down so much. If I bring it to $10, the guy who's giving me $10 can't afford to lose it.
Yeah.
Whereas the guy who has $1 million cash, you know, he's got money to play with.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how the IRS guides it. That I think is my train of thought when I'm talking about that.
Yeah.
So I don't like fractional share investing for that reason. That being said, this is one of the things that I want to bring into real estate, where I want to open up funds for the things that we're doing and lower the barrier to entry from 10,000 to maybe 5 or 1,000. But I'm very careful to if I bring it down to like $100, $50, $10, that gets scary to me. Yeah. I don't like being in that range. I'm like, okay, $1,000, all right. Yeah. The guy at 1,000 is very different from the guy at $10.
Yeah.
The level of sophistication. It's a lot lower than 10,000 or 100,000, but still much higher than like a salad at Chipotle is $10. And like that's all you have to invest. That's scary.
Yeah.
So it's about sophistication level of the investor.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting tangent. I didn't expect to talk about this. I hope that makes sense.
No, that made a lot of sense. So essentially, if I'm going to be investing with accredited investors, I bet I should be ready to be. I shouldn't be trying to grow $10 into or put $10 into whatever share that, or put $10 of shares into that whatever I'm investing in, right?
It's just an investment account. It's just like it's the same thing as Robinhood or whatever, Wells Fargo and all that stuff. They're just targeting, they're trying to lower the barrier so that the guy who only has $50 to invest will now start investing on their platform. They're going to charge and make money off of fees by charging you money. To me, Robinhood doesn't charge fees. Just go there. I'm pretty sure Wells Fargo, all these guys, they're going to start charging you nickel and dime you for fees.
Yeah.
And the fees at a lower level, because you don't have the volume or the dollar amount to command lower fees, they will charge you an arm and leg. And most people at $10, $50, $100 level will not be sophisticated enough to understand or to realize that they're being charged too much money in terms of a percentage. Anyways, so my whole point with that, stick with Robinhood, low
so
zero to low fees.
A fee in order to invest fractionally.
Because that's how Wells Fargo is making money off of you. When that app, they're going to charge you 0.05% or whatever.
Yeah.
They're going to charge you 0.5% or whatever. But you don't realize that the industry standard is way lower. Just put it in a no cost. Yeah, the Robinhood doesn't charge you money to grow it.
Yeah.
Put it in there instead, because the fees will eat you. That's the stuff like people don't realize, like ATM charges when you go put your debit card into ATM, $2, $3.
Yeah.
You don't realize that they make money off of the bank fees. Yeah. The amount of their revenue, banks make a crap ton of money off of low income people who don't realize how much they're paying in these bank transaction fees, ATM fees, all of this other junk fees, because they're just like, it's the convenience of it. It's built in a lifestyle. It's a mentality, all these other things. They don't realize that's how banks make money off of people with very little money.
Wow.
And the more sophisticated guy with $1 million, he's like, no, you charge me $2 to take out $20 from the ATM. You charge me 10%? Absolutely not. If I got $1 million, you're going to charge me $100,000?
Yeah.
No way. But at $20, you're like, oh yeah, I forgot my wallet, so let me just grab my $20 bill. All I got is $20 to pay for gas. Let me just pay the $2. That's a disproportionate amount of money going to fees and other things, but people don't realize it at a low income level.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
I get what you mean. Yeah.
The sophistication of the client or the investor determines a lot of these things.
So it's kind of like instead of going to an ATM, like going to the actual accredited bank.
Go to the bank, pull your money out at the teller.
Yeah, instead
or
of
plan ahead and pull out a couple $100.
Because right now,
so that you have the cash you need.
What Wells Fargo is trying to do is set up an ATM essentially.
Yes, kind of like that.
Yeah,
kind of like that.
Basically like that, where it's like you can.
It's convenient and it's easy.
Yeah, it's convenient, but you have to pay.
But you pay for
$3 or whatever in order, and that's already like what 10%, 12% of.
You don't realize it.
Such small amount of money that you already have.
Exactly. So just be careful of those things. I think that's the big thing. I don't know how we got here. This is a big sidebar. It's a cool topic.
But it's so I think we're talking about side hustles. I'm just like wonder like I'm trying to create these different ways.
If
to
you
grow
can
my
make an
money.
ATM business
Yeah.
and you start charging people to do the ATMs, I know guys who do ATM funds.
Yeah.
They will literally gather like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, and just do like thousands of ATMs, and they're making money off of people swiping $1 here, $2 here, $3 there. And you just make money from the fees. And that's literally how there's a whole investment class. Instead of investing in real estate, they invest in ATMs. And you just have like all these ATMs. And
I didn't even know that.
sad to say, they're making money off of people who are typically on the lower bracket of income.
That's why you see a lot of ATMs at like
Gas
gas
stations,
stations, convenience stores, like
7-Eleven, places where they sell lotto tickets.
Wow.
Like it's
That's so interesting.
That's like this
That's
is
kinda crazy.
not really home buying kind of stuff.
Yeah,
This isn't
right.
really real estate, but this is, I think, very interesting to see, unfortunately, the way that if you don't grow up with good financial education, you make poor decisions like that. The gas station and like a 7-Eleven convenience store, totally random. But gas stations mostly don't make money from the gas.
Yeah.
They make money from the convenience store attached to that. People go in and, again, ATM, they put an ATM, they're making money on the fees. People come in and they're like, let me pay for my gas, let me put $30 on number 3. But by the way, can I just grab this $2 drink? When in reality, if you went to Costco and bought the 30 pack of the drink, you'd be getting them for like cents on the dollar.
Costco.
Costco keeps the cost low, bro. My sausage, $6
Oh my
sausage
goodness.
to feed the family of 4.
That's so. I feel like we probably got the same brand of sausage because there was a time when I was trying to save money so much I was just fiending off of sausages.
Bro, you gotta watch that. Then the cholesterol becomes a problem.
And that's why I go to the gym.
We are now very much off of real estate.
Okay.
All right. Any other
That's
questions?
That's honestly really like I really wanted to talk or dive into.
Okay.
Like that
I think you've got a
whole
solid game plan here. Talking about back to home buying. I think if you can keep the lifestyle and everything to a minimum, get rid of the cars if possible.
Yeah.
Get rid of all of those payments or as much of the payments as possible.
Yeah.
Save up, hustle these next 1, 2, 3 years. If you're not buying that first property by year 3, I think we've done something wrong. I think it should be very doable for you, especially in the $500,000-600,000 price range. I think you can definitely do it in the 5%, 10% down, and with the co-signing parent.
Yeah, and with the money I've already saved up.
Exactly, you should be able to do it in the next, realistically, 1 to 2 years here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I anticipated.
Yeah,
I was like, probably by the time I get back from Bible school, because what I'm anticipating is that my parents would probably with that car gone, they wouldn't have to worry about making payments on a car that I'm not even using if I'm in Bible school. You know what I mean? So we get
so they should sell it next week after you leave.
That's literally what we're trying to do.
So good.
Yeah, so
that's a
once
good move.
I'm gone, that's exactly what we're trying to do.
Good.
And
when you're home, you drive the Elantra.
Yeah. Exactly. And I know that's exactly what my plan is, like driving the Elantra as much as possible. Hopefully my mom will let me use her car if I need to go to Axis on Fridays.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
good,
exactly that. It's exactly that. By the time I get back from Bible school, I should be able to have enough from them in order to put down on a house together. And then after that, whatever amount I make from the people that I put in there, I will give back to my parents, and then after that,
the rental income.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm not borrowing borrowing more from the bank. I'm just using my parents as my bank.
You see your parents as your bank. That's wild.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sending this to your parents. I'm gonna send it. Oh my goodness. No, it's a team effort though. I think it's like building generational wealth in real estate. It's a entire family effort.
My dad said, like, you're the son too, so whatever, you're the firstborn son, so whatever I have when I pass is gonna be yours. You know what I mean?
Work on it together.
So it's like,
I know people have the attitude. Sometimes they just say, "Oh, my parents are paying for the car, it's not me." I'm like, well, where do you think all of that's gonna go to? Like, when they're gone, like, what's theirs is yours. Yeah, it's like, so then they pass the debt to you, bro. Like,
no, exactly.
So I think people don't realize, like, things like real estate, when they're talking about assets and growing building generational wealth, it goes back your family, your parents, even grandparents before you. They will feed into the habits, lifestyle, and things that they pass on to you, and you'll do the same for your children and grandchildren.
Yeah.
I think you're making some moves. You'll set it right, and the future generations of your family will be blessed through your decisions now, man. I'm proud. I think if you keep your head down, hustle, make these right moves, suppress and limit the lifestyle, then focus on the goal of buying that income producing property, duplex, add an ADU maybe, or maybe just buy out the triplex from the get-go, whatever that looks like, and stay home until you get married.
Stay home.
I think that's a good track. I'm proud of you, man. Thanks for taking the time to be on the show. We'll see you on the next episode.
Yeah.
Peace.
Nice.